It is Ryan Kevin Uncensored. Did you know that 6ix9ine... I didn't know. I went to Janelle Monáe's listening party last night, and she joins us now. I didn't know that 6ix9ine was a deliberate release date for you.
I'm intentional about everything, Ryan.
Yeah, but I was scratching. It was like, it comes out on 6ix9ine. I was like, oh, 69.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just
you get it.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, I know. You got to help us.
And it's also World Sex Day.
Okay, so what is World Sex Day?
It's when you appreciate a thing that has been around since, a thing that is responsible for you, and a thing that people do for pleasure, and a thing that people enjoy. So
how did the I've heard different versions of how this album came about, how the music came about. We're doing the pandemic, and you're doing these parties at your house?
Yeah.
Okay, and then once people started really vibing to the parties, you decided, I need some music to go with the parties. Is that how this happened?
Almost.
Okay.
But my friends, so this album is like a soundtrack to a lifestyle.
Right.
My friends run Everyday People, and their parties go from, they could be in Africa one day to New York to LA, and they couldn't find a venue because of COVID. And I offered our space. I was like, you could do it here. We can't do a lot of people. We need to test people, but we'll safely do it. And we did one party together, and it was filled with some of the most beautiful brown and black people from South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, the Caribbeans, New York, Atlanta, LA, just all in a safe space.
Right.
Like feeling free, feeling liberated, like complete strangers getting to know each other, smiling at each other. It was just so beautiful, and that inspired me to start wanting to make music just for these specific people, just for my friends. And what I would do is, if we had a party on a Saturday, because we kept throwing them, that Monday or Tuesday I would go to the studio, and we would make music. And I was like, we're going to play the songs at the party. Don't say it's me. If people are up dancing, if they sit down, it's not going on the album. They need to be shazamming, dancing. And that's how I tested a lot of songs, because it was important to me that these specific people, including myself, that we love the music. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like how a lot of music is broken in the strip clubs.
Ooh, you know
what I'm saying? Because they would take it to the strip club and be like, yo, if people are vibing to it, and here it's a hit. If it's not,
true. Because it's your, when we're partying, we're having a good time, it's your mind, like you're not in your thinking cap mode. You're with feeling. So how does it make them feel? And that's important.
So when I was trying to describe what I was feeling and listening to some of it, and I know you got some heavy, people speaking French. You got Nia Long on it, and I was just like, I'm kind of getting under the Cherry Moonish.
Oh, I love one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but as far, because I'm like, you got, you go Champagne-ish, you go Phenomenal, and then all of a sudden you come back with Float. It's like, how you was listening to Under the Cherry Moon, and all of a sudden it was like all these other songs, and all of a sudden Girls and Boys came on. And you was like, whoa, where did that come from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I really honestly think, though, in terms of sequencing, the songs sort of flow, into each other. And in a way that, like, there are no skips. Even in the experimentation of, making sure that I'm growing and that musically you get something new from me, it still is cohesive. And that was intentional for me as well.
We're talking to Janelle Monáe right now. Evolving. Ray and I talked about it, because when, people are so serious on the internet. They have something to say. And I posted something the other day. I was like, the most dangerous person in the world is somebody with no counsel, no conscience, but they all got plenty of fucking advice. They got plenty of stuff to tell you about, but you can't tell them nothing. So then it's like, well, she said this on the cover of that, and she said something about that, and then now she's talking about having her titties out. Well, what is going on? And I was just like, can't people evolve?
And just for FYI, I was all about having them out. I was for it. I was just like,
that's your first question? That's how you're going to jump in the interview?
I'm just supporting the cause. You know what I'm saying?
Your thoughts?
What
about evolving?
My thoughts on my freedom. My thoughts on my autonomy. My thoughts on being a free ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
What are we explaining?
Yeah. I like that.
What are we explaining? It's nothing to be said, baby.
I love it.
And you give me like the Sagittarius blink.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like a little quiet sign.
It's a
I mean, because last night at the listening party for people, you talked about this album being a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
You were very deliberate in that.
mm-hmm.
For those who may have, what she mean by that?
safe space, free from police coming in, making us feel unsafe, free from guns, gun violence, free from anything that doesn't allow us to feel safe enough to discover something new about ourselves.
Right.
Safety is important, like what you guys saw in the Lipstick Lover video, that would be considered a safe space for us to be able to, again, like women, I'm non-binary,
Right.
but women, non-binary people, all of us should be able to walk around without feeling unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
If I say, hey, or if somebody says, if a black woman says, hey, I want to take I want to take my top off. That's not an invitation for somebody to come in and violate her,
Right.
to catcall her.
Okay.
That's her exercising her freedom in this world, in the same way that this young man, how many men we got in here right now?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Do
5.
y'all feel unsafe when y'all go to the gym and y'all take y'all shirt off? Nobody says anything, right?
Right.
Y'all all shaking y'all head. No. I don't think that that's fair. Do you think that's fair?
Y'all go ahead. Y'all, you might want to take y'all shirt off. See, all
I mean,
of us have.
being that we're talking about.
No, thank
I
you.
feel like y'all should.
I
feel like you should.
Go ahead, Ray. Take your shirt off.
Listen, I don't got a problem with taking
Yeah,
my
go
shirt
ahead.
off now.
Exercise your freedom.
Listen, all this right here,
Yes.
all this right here, come
Body
on now.
positivity.
Come
Come on now.
this is beauty
I
right
love
here.
it. It is.
Is this beauty?
It's beautiful,
Thank
baby.
you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just leave it right
Body
here. Anyway,
positivity, baby. Here you go.
I'm sorry,
Leave it out.
Ryan.
Let it hang out.
Have I distracted you?
I just don't want tacos now. I don't want tacos.
I cannot.
When
Y'all
Taco
are
Tuesday
so-
comes, I'm gonna skip right
I
past.
swear.
You know how we get down.
I swear. I
You
love
know,
it.
but I think when I watch how people
And there
react
are some
to
women that can go to jail.
no,
too.
most definitely. When
And
I
you-
watch how people
and you
react to
won't.
you, like last night at the listening party, I watched and I said, from the time I saw you walk out on stage at the Fox, and you were doing the whole orchestra thing to last night, do you really recognize your level of stardom? Because this is my example. People were really into everything you were saying, but they were really like more watching. I mean, you're a superstar. So I know that because you're a creative, and I've heard that how you call your team like, hey y'all, I worked on this music last week. Here you go. Let me know what you think. That's kind of how you operate, right? But as far as your level of all the things that you've been able to do, do you realize how big of a deal? Because when I was watching people, I was like, these people are really kind of fan. You like, yeah, and when the music come on, y'all better jump. And they was like,
Right.
With the
I mean, that's
phones
the
out,
culture
yeah.
we're in.
right.
But even in that space, I was surprised at how many people just really like let loose. Like I could feel them again giving themselves permission. And I kept saying, because there's no pleasure without safety.
Right.
You can't be in the age of pleasure and we don't feel safe enough to express that. And it was beautiful to see them express that. I mean, the phone thing, that's just the world we live in right now, right? But I'm trying to get people to be present, like stay present. This is all we have right now, you know?
Would you ever do something where you, like, if you had a concert, because I know you got a tour coming up,
Yes.
would you check people's phones like the comedians do?
I considered that.
Really?
But I mean, I'm going to have a good time regardless. Like
Right.
phones don't, that's the thing. Like even when things that I do end up on the internet or things we do as artists, I'm not thinking about phones. I'm having an earth experience.
Right.
I'm living my life. Like if I'm sitting there thinking about phone, here's the phone. You got a phone right there. Hello. Like that's not how I live my life.
Right.
And I think people should really tried to, including myself, stay present as possible. And I'm just so thankful, as you talk about the many things that I've done. It was very important to me to be with my fans before the music came out. Let them hear it before the music came out. I made all my albums pretty much, with the exception of The Age of Pleasure, here in Atlanta.
I know you said that last night.
Every album
Right.
I made in Atlanta in my basement studio. And it was just super important for them to hear it first, for me to say thank you. It don't matter. I can be in a #1 film. I can have a Album of the Year nomination, which
Go,
I've
girl.
done. I've done all these things. But it's nothing like being with your people,
Right.
and allowing them to touch you, to feel like they remind me of my purpose. Because I'm gonna tell you, as much as I'm having my earth experience and I'm living my life, there are a lot of people deciding if they're going to free themselves
Right.
spiritually, mentally. People are making decisions, and autonomy triggers a lot of people that are afraid to get free.
That was a the actor who is on Everybody Hates Chris put up a post because of rumors and innuendo, and he said, I'm not gay. I want to go off. I said I usually don't answer this, but he says, there are so many people that are in turmoil because they can't say how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
And he was just like, for all those people who are trying to come to grips with what they're trying to come to grips with,
Yeah.
he said, I hate that I have to address this.
Yeah.
But it was like one of those things. It was like he felt like he didn't have a choice.
Yeah. No, I loved her. I know what you're talking about. I thought it was well spoken and well done, and kudos to him. I think that there's a lot of unlearning that we're going to have to do as a people, as a society. There's a lot of projections going on. You're going to have to know when people are projecting onto you,
Right.
And when they're dealing with their own insecurities. And I think, you know what I'm saying? I think mental health is very important. I think that it should be free for everybody, to be able to talk through and navigate how they're coming to grips with their own identities. I surely know firsthand, being non-binary, being queer, all of that. I mean, after I've accepted, my identity, and I understand that it is a journey, not a destination, I'm much happier in my skin. And I'm also more free with my thinking. You're talking to a non-binary Black pansexual, person.
Right.
Like I think the way I operate, not everybody. There are people that operate in the way that I do, but not a lot of people do, and we can't expect everybody to be on that level. And I show compassion and grace, and all those things, and at the same time, I honor me.
So do people come up and be like, I wish I could, do what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. Even right now, it's a beautiful thing to feel like. There are a lot of questioning that is happening, around body, autonomy and the inequalities, the misogyny. Like, I'm learning a lot about people, we can talk about this more, but just people, like, as much as this, I'm living in my experience.
Right.
Misogyny is jumping out. Projections, a lot, but music will always keep us uplifted, grounded, and it will keep us connected. And so the people who are ready to get free, they're finding me, we're finding each other. It's a beautiful thing.
I've got to tell you, I have been a fan since Fun. Tonight
We Are Young.
I've been a fan ever since. How does Janelle Monáe navigate her life on top, actress, singer, song, traveling? You want to do a tour going through Africa.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I do. I'm excited about it.
How do you navigate that?
Well, you plan, certainly, and you pray that you have good promoters and all those things. But yeah, I think I'm getting to the point though where I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So I'm all in for my music right now. You know, I'm not doing any film. I mean, I am working on a project for Josephine Baker right now
that's
that I'm
dope.
excited about. You know, her in Paris working for the French Resistance during World War II. So I'm excited about that. So I have to plan around and make sure that I'm, you know, all in for that. But I think balance. You know, I came out with a song called Tightrope in 2010, and it's all about balance. Everything in life is about balance.
I've got to tell you, you are a different type of promoter. Just watching your facial expressions and how passionate you are, and people are pulled into that. I absolutely love it. I'm looking at like you did what was it, the Grammys or something like that, and you're performing in front of Tom Hanks, and just your whole performance.
The Oscars, yeah.
Yes, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, like I fanned out. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
keep it 100 with that.
I had a good
you're just so
time.
dope at it.
Oh man, thank you. Listen, every day I get to create, that's my purpose. When I'm not working on something, performing, I can, you know, I feel like I'm not walking in my purpose. So to be able to still be doing it and still feel like I feel like a new artist right now.
Yeah.
I do. I feel super just like new and again more evolved and happy and present. Super present.
When when the album is finished and people have listened to it, because last night you said I might play it again, I might play it twice, because you said it's a seamless transition. What do you want them to say when they go, all right, it's at the last track and it goes off?
Yeah.
How do you want them to feel?
Well, my hope is that they feel like they're on vacation.
Yeah.
That they feel like they can, again, relax, that they feel like they're in a safe space. They can go be with their friends in the way that I'm with my friends, the way that when I made it for my friends, like it is, I hope that it encourages us to bond more, to be together more, to go on your journey of self-discovery, discover something new about yourself. Allow yourself the space to dream again, you know. And musicians, I hope the musicians and artists and writers who listen to it, that they're inspired by it. I'm excited. Like I cannot wait. I've been having this album done for a while.
Really?
So yeah, I've
You've
been
sitting on it.
Sitting on it, ready, like, you know, ready for it to come out. And now that we're almost here, I'm just enjoying the time before it comes out. But I will tell you that I'm really excited. I'm not nervous. I'm just like, let's go.
There's
go.
nothing to be nervous about, because
But it's a lot.
It's
when
incredible,
you're releasing
though.
anything.
I mean, I guess when you create something and you put it out there for the
It's
masses.
Fire, though. It's fire.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna tell you that. I'm glad you said
You
it.
think it's
'Cause-
fire?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
It's
naming cuts.
fire.
I'm on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. You know, I'm on some champagne shit.
And you
in
know,
my mind
artists
every day.
Listen,
In my
as
mind.
artists, we make stuff. Sometimes we're like, oh, okay, it wasn't really what I wanted to be. Okay, next time, you know, I'm gonna, you know, take more risks, or I'll do this, or I'll say this differently. But with this project, I do feel like I caught a really good sweet spot. A really sweet spot. A good
And
sweet
it's
spot.
unapologetic.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And
For sure.
I got to say this, as I told Ray, I said, after that video came out, because you talked to, was it your relative, your mom?
Yeah, my
you
mom.
let your mom,
I
and
let her
what did your
see it.
mom say? She was like, oh, babe, I don't know about the, but
She
I hope
said
they
she wanted
like
to see
it.
some men's booties.
Right.
And then she was like, you stayed on that booty a little too long. Are they gonna really let you do that? You know,
Because
being
you
a
had to add
mom.
pixels. You had to go back and add
Yes, I
pixels to
had
the video.
yeah, they age gated it. That's fine. But I
What's
think,
age gate?
You know,
School
you
me.
got to be over a certain age to watch the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's fine, you know. But I released it how I wanted to, and again, and also a lot of people don't talk about this, but I shot it on 8mm, 16mm film, and it was important for me because when I went back and started like trying to search for Black people on film, when you go to the 50s and the 60s,
Right.
it's us being hosed down. The police beating us, dogs. And I was like, I want this on film. I want people to see that Black people had a good motherfucking time.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Okay.
We had a wonderful time.
Well, I know we got to wrap, but I wanted to give you this something. Only 15,000 of these were given out.
What?
and I know you got your house,
Oh my God.
and you know the Outcast bobblehead
Yes.
in the Cadillac.
This is incredible.
So-
oh my God. I love this.
I want to make sure I gave you that. You got open it up
Thank
and
you,
check
Ryan.
it out.
Okay.
And see.
Let
It's
me
Dre.
tell you one thing I love about you, Ryan. You gonna give me a gift when I come.
Yeah,
You and you gonna give me something I gotta check in my bag.
that's right. I'm
I
gonna
gotta
give you
figure out
something
how I'ma give
that
it-
you know
get
that
it on
you're
the
gonna have to
plane.
get somebody, the management or somebody gonna have
Help
to take
me.
it back.
And I love that. Thank you. You're so kind.
You know, come on now, Janelle. you know how to
Wow, this is lit. Oh my!
It's gonna end up in
goodness.
behind all the records and
It
everything else.
is.
I know it.
You already
The next time you
looked.
do a Zoom, they're gonna be bobbling in the
It
back.
is. This is
I know your
exactly what I'm
history
gonna put.
with them.
Wow, Outkast, thank you for everything I've done, and Horns Unlimited, who worked on all of the legendary Outkast stuff and play the horns. They're on the project too, so I got to give a shout out
Nice.
to my guys. This is amazing. This is incredible. History. Wow,
It's a Sagittarius thing.
it is. I agree. It's
Janelle
the best
Monáe.
sign to be.
6'9".
6'9", baby. Wow.
It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored.